Hello, this is Mr. Huff. Let's take a look at doing this in Revit. This is a real quick rundown video for getting the house done. So we're going to start a project. We're going to set some walls. We're going to use some fixtures to kind of find the sizes. We're going to talk about openings. We'll put a temporary floor to find the square footage, and we'll also use room areas and a schedule to find some areas, and then we'll try to get in a drawing. So this is basically everything I want for the first assignment. So when you start a new project, be sure you're using the Imperial architectural template, and be sure to save that first project into a folder in your documents folder called House. Okay, I've already started one for this example. So this is a 3D view. Notice that I've called level 1 floor, level 2 is roof. So if you look at this from one of the elevation views, you'll see this. Oh, look at this. The walls are not attached to the correct level. So I'm going to go to the 3D view. I'm going to click on one of these walls, and then I'm going to right click and choose select all instances visible in view. And then I'm going to go up here to the top constraint, and we're going to change that from unconnected to roof, and that will take care of that. All right, so let's kind of look at what I've done. Here's the floor plan. If you look at it, I'm in the middle of these. If it's not right, just select everything, move it to where it's in the middle of these elevation markers. And if you look at the wall I'm using here, I have used generic 6-inch all throughout the house. I'm just using this to lay out the floor plan. Later we'll split the walls and we can change the exterior walls into brick, and then the interior walls will remain this 6-inch generic. You don't want interior walls on the outside, and you don't want exterior walls on the inside. All right, so let's take a look at what I have done here. So I got some fixtures to kind of lay out the spaces here. So I have a kitchenette right here to show where the kitchen's going to be, and I kind of put a toilet, so this space is going to be like a shower stall here, and then this will be the bathroom area. We'll have like some storage behind the door, and then right here we can have like a vanity, and right here this little pass-through to the outside is also the washer and dryer, so we could move those around a little bit. One of the things I want to point out, for instance, if the toilet was facing the wrong way, you can click on that and then choose this rotate tool, and you just click where you want it. You click a reference line and then how you want to flip it from there. You also have these little arrows here so you can kind of move stuff around, and then you can use your arrow keys to kind of move things around. So I'm going to put the toilet right there for now. All right, where to get some of these? We're going to go to Insert, and we're going to go to Load Family, and we're going to go up to the English Imperial folder. You will find the toilets in the plumbing folder. Go to Architectural, and then Fixtures and Water Closets. So that's where that's at. And you can see some of the other things in here, bathtubs and showers and that sort of thing. When you're choosing things, choose the 3D, not the 2D. 2D looks good from above, but when you go into 3D views, it doesn't look right. So always pick like the 3D ones. It shows you a preview on the side. Some other places to get some things. There's also, if you need some kitchen stuff, went up too high. We need to go to English Imperial. And if you look at specialty equipment is the folder I'm looking for, and go to domestic. Then in here you have the 2 kitchenettes. I'm using the medium. They have one smaller. You'll have to get a refrigerator. In the high end and mid-range, they have some other fixtures. In here you have dryer, and you also have a washer in here. And there's some other things, a range and refrigerator and that sort of thing. So those are some useful places to go to get some fixtures. There's also some folders that say furniture, and the furniture is very limited in here. You just need enough to show what the room is about. So that's where you're going to get those. Once you have those, you're going to go to Architecture and Component, and you will have those things available for you. So you can just click here and pick what you need here If we were going to add another bathroom, we would click on that, go drop it wherever we wanted. All right? And I don't want a toilet in the backyard. All right, so now we've got some fixtures to kind of line this up. The next thing is showing the, I want to show you how to do an opening. This wall right here has an opening, and how I did that, I'm just going to do a temporary one right here. We are going to click on the wall opening tool right here, and you're just going to click a spot here and then a spot here, and it will cut a hole like that. Okay, so that's how you had an opening. All right, so if you want an opening with no door, that's a good way. So you can notice right here, I put a little opening here to go from one to the other. All right, the next thing is we need to understand the square footage. There's a couple of ways you could do this. You could go into annotate and use some temporary measurements using the aligned or the linear measurements. Don't leave them. If you use the measurement tool, just click delete them when you're done. You could also click on the walls and it'll show you some references there. It's not very elegant that way. Fastest way to get a real quick feel for your square footage is go to architecture and open up the floor tool. And we're going to use the line tool. I'm going to just trace the outside of my building. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to work my way around. You want to get all the way back to where you started from and close that. And then you can hit check. And now you can look over here. So you can see that my house right now is approximately 1,458 square feet if you just look at the floor. That includes this exterior wall, so this would be probably in the range of about 1,400 interior square feet. This is just a temporary floor. If you want to leave the floor, let's change that to the 10-inch wood finish, and then that'll be right for your drawing. But right now, we're not worried about the floor. We're working on the floor plan and the spaces. Another way to do this is to use the room tag here, and we want to click on this little properties selection and choose the one that has area with it, and then you'll just click in these spaces, and like this is going to be my hallway and dining room and living room all together here. There's another video where I'll talk about dividing this into different spaces, but I'm just going to tag each one of these rooms. And also this one. All right, so now we have several rooms, and I'm going to rename those real quick. Okay, so I've got these all labeled. So I can go over here and right click on this one, and where it says schedules and quantities, we're going to choose new schedule. And I'm going to look through here looking for the word rooms. So it'll be down toward the end. So I'm going to do a schedule of rooms, and let's see what that does for us. So I click on that, and I want the area to be included along with that. And there should be a name also. And there's some other things you can put in here, but really I just need to know the area and the name. Let's move this up. So I wanted to say the name and the area of the room. And we click OK. And so now I have the square footage that I can go add up to see what that total is. So that's a little more convoluted, but it's also going to be a lot more accurate. So if you have I think if you add tags and don't use them, it keeps track of those, so you're only looking for the ones that actually have square footage. All right, so now we have a room schedule. We did openings, we did room areas. Again, there's another video that shows how to split the floor plan into different sections where you could have your dining area, your kitchen, your living room, and the hallway, and make those different spaces. Right now, this is fine for what we're doing. Okay, so when we're done with this, we want to produce a drawing. So we're going to include the floor plan, and we're going to include a 3D view. So let's crop these down to where they make sense. If you want, you could throw some overall measurements for the width and the depth, but I'm not after that really so much now. But to do that, it might look like this. I'm going to use the aligned, and I'm going to click on this wall, and I can see my overall length, and I'm going to go from the back to the front and do a length here. So now I have a couple that show me the approximate rectangular shape of the wall. And now we're going to go down here, and if I zoom out, we need to turn on the crop and turn on the crop view so we can see the box. And I'm going to grab this box now and push this in. And we did this with the shed as well. And then, so we're going to put that there, okay? And then I'm going to turn the light bulb on off to hide the crop region. Then in the 3D view, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to turn on the crop and show the box, and we're going to bring this in close to our structure. And remember, you can go in and change these and move them around. We can also change this to fine and realistic. And that way you can kind of see what's happening there. So really those are the two views that I'm looking for. I'm going to hide the crop box. And now we're going to go over here to Sheets, right click, New Sheet. We need to load in the 11 by 17. So we're going to go up to the English Imperial folder. We're going to go down to the title block folder and choose the B11 by 17 and load that one. You only have to do, oh, we've already got it, cancel, and then click OK. Make sure we have 11 by 17 selected, click OK. Now we have a drawing, and we're going to grab the floor plan, drop it right there, and grab the 3D view and drop it right here. And I'll just manipulate those a little bit to get them where they're not overlapping, but something like that looks good. So, all right, so you may have to adjust those crop regions a little bit. Go down here and put your name for the owner, project name, and oh, wait. And you can go in and put drawn by, put your name here. So anyway, just kind of fill this in. And that should be good for now, okay? To produce a PDF, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do File and Print, and then we're going to choose the Microsoft Print to PDF. And then we're going to make sure that we go to Setup. We're going to choose Tabloid. The rest of this looks fine. And then click OK, and click OK, and click Close on that. And then we're going to put it somewhere that it makes sense. I'm doing this as 2022 house stuff. Put it in there as first drawing, something like that. Then you can open your, let me make this smaller. You can open your Finder, go to your documents, and find your REVIT folder that you're working in. Mine's a little more complicated than yours, but I'm looking at 2022 house stuff, and I can see my first drawing here. And so there's your final drawing. All right, that's what I'm looking for in the first one. Hopefully this video is helpful. If you have any questions, be sure and ask me. Thanks for watching.